Hello my dear friends, welcome to the C programming playlist. In this video, we are going to see the constants and literals that are available in C programming. So let us see what is constant. Constants refer to a fixed value that the program may not alter during its execution. So constant is referring to a fixed value which cannot be altered during the execution of the program. These fixed values are also called literals. Constant may be of any of the basic data types like an integer constant or a floating constant, a character constant or a string literal. There are enumeration constants as well. So my dear friends, constants are nothing but these are some numbers or some string constant or some character things that are fixed. We cannot change it, but yes, if we are assigning it to a variable, then we can change that variable value, but again that value will become a literal value. Okay, so we can assign a literal value there. So constants are treated just like a regular variable, except that their values cannot be modified after their definition. So once they are defined, we cannot change them, we cannot modify them. So let us start looking at this with the integer literals. And integer literals can be a decimal or an octal value or a hexadecimal constant. So in C, what we can do is we can have an integer variable which can have some value assigned to it, and those values, that value can be a decimal value, or it can be an octal value, or it can be a hexadecimal value. The prefix specifies the base of the or the radix. If we write 0x or 0 capital X, then it is for the hexadecimal. If we start a number with 0, then it is for the octal representation. And if you don't write anything, you just write the number, it becomes a decimal representation. The suffix can be uppercase or lowercase, and it can be in any order. Okay, so we can give that suffix in any order. An integer literal can also have a suffix that is a combination of U and L. Now U here stands for the unsigned, and long is for L. Okay, so L is for long and U is for unsigned respectively. So here are some examples of integer literals. So here you can see 212 is a legal, a valid literal, an integer literal. Then 215U, so U here stands for unsigned, so it is 215 unsigned, it is also valid. Then you have 0xFEEL, so this is a hexadecimal number FEE, and it is a long of that hexadecimal number, so this is also valid. But 078 is illegal. Now why it is? Because we are saying the number is starting with 0, so it is an octal number, and octal number we know that it can have digit only from 0 to 7, so 8 is not an octal digit. Then you have written 032U, so this is an octal, it is okay, and it is unsigned, that is okay, but you don't have to repeat it, so hence it becomes an illegal because you have a repetitive suffix. Following are some other example of various types of integer literals, some valid integer literals. So you have this 85, which is a decimal number, or it is also an integer number. Then 0213, it is an octal representation, correct, yes. Then we have 0x4b, it is an hexadecimal number. Then you have 30u, which is an unsigned integer value. So this all are legal or valid integer literals. Now let us see the floating point literals. So floating point literals has an integer part, a decimal part, a fractional part, and an exponent part. Now why there are 4 parts? So there are not actually 4 parts, but there are some combination of these parts depending on how the representation or what form is used. you can represent a floating point literal either in decimal form or an exponential form. So if you are going for the decimal form, then you are having a decimal point and the fractional part, and if you are going for the exponential form, then you are having the exponent part along with the integer part. While representing a decimal form, you must include a decimal point and the exponent part or both. Okay, so this is what we have said already. While representing exponential form, you must have the integer part and the fractional part. The signed exponent is introduced by small e or capital E. So if you are having a signed exponent, then you have to write this e before writing the exponent value. So here are some example of floating point literal. So below given are 4 such examples. 3.14159, it is legal, and this is a decimal point. Okay, so we are having the integer part and the fractional part. Then you have 31415e minus 5l. Okay, so here this minus 5 represent that from the last digit you have to go to 5 spaces back, and there it will be a decimal point. Okay, so this is the exponential form. So here we are having the integer part and the exponent part. Okay, or the fractional part, how many points are there in the at what place is the decimal point. Then you have 510e, then this is illegal because it is incomplete. How many places do we have to go? That is not given, just like in the previous line it is given as minus 5. Then you have 210f, it is illegal because here you don't have the decimal point. Okay, so compulsory you have to have the decimal point. Even if you are writing 210, then you have to write 210.0. Next we have the character constant. The character literals are enclosed in the single quote. Okay, just example you can see here that this x in this single quote can be stored in a simple variable of character type. The character literal can be a plain character, or it can be an escape sequence, for example /t. So /t is for tab, or it can be a universal character like /u0 to c0. There are certain characters in C that represent a special meaning when preceded by a backslash. For example, there is this new line \n or tab \t. So just like this \n and \t, they are some escape characters which are giving some special meaning to n and t. There are many other, like you have /b or you have /r, and there are many more. Following is the example to show a few escape sequence characters. So here you can see that in this printf we have written hello, then /t, world, /n and /n. When the above code is compiled and executed, it produces the following result. So here you have this hello, then /t, that means a tab space is given here. Then you are writing this world, and then after world there are 2 new line characters. So there is 2 new line after this hello world. Next is the string literal. The string literals are enclosed in double quote. Okay, so you are writing them in double quote. The constants of the string literals are also written in the double quote. A string contains characters that are similar to character literals, a plain characters, escape sequence, or the universal characters. So if you are combining these characters, it becomes a string. So you can have a string constants that is nothing but a combination of character literals. You can break a long line into multiple lines using string literals and separating them using the white spaces. Okay, so you can do is you can have multiple characters. If the line is getting very big, you can divide that into multiple lines using the string literals, and you are having the white spaces to differentiate different words. So here are some examples of string literals. In the below given example, all the three forms are giving the identical string. Here you can see first line hello dear, then this is very simple to understand. Second line it is hello, then you have this backslash and you are writing here dear. Now this backslash indicates that the next line should be taken here, and it is in continuation. So hello dear is in continuation, that is denoted by this backslash. Then you can have hello, then there is a white space, then the next is this D, and then next is this EAR. So when you combine all these three strings, it becomes hello dear. How do we define the constants? We have seen the literals, we have seen the integer literals and floating point literals and string literals and character literals. Now we are thinking on how do we define the constant. So if we are giving this literal to some variable, how can we make it unchangeable? There are two simple ways in C to define the constant. First is using the hash define preprocessor. Okay, so you can write hash define, then the variable name and the value, and you can use it at any place in the program. You are not able to change that defined variable. And the second is using the const keyword. Okay, so if you are writing const in any variable, in defining any variable, then it becomes unchangeable. Let us see both of them in detail, starting with the hash define preprocessor. Given below is the form to use hash define preprocessor to define a constant. First is this keyword hash define, then you can give any identifier name, then a white space and the value. So here the thing to be noted is that there is no equal to sign. Okay, so you are writing this keyword hash define, then the identifier name and the value. Following example explains this in detail. So here you can see that there are three constants declared. Hash define length 10, that means wherever you will use length it will take the value 10. Then hash define width 5 and hash define new line /n. Okay, so there are two integer constants and one is character constant, and here you can see that area is equal to length into width and value of area is printed, and then there is new line printed. So when the above code is compiled and executed, it produces the following result. Value of area is %d. Now %d will take up this area value, and area is length into width, and length is 10 and width is 5. So 10 into 5 is 50. So that is stored in area and it is getting printed. And then there is new line here. So that will take me to another line. And second way is the const keyword. You can use the const prefix to declare constants with a specific type as follows. Const type variable and equal to value. This will get clear when we will see an example that is there here in next. So hash include stdio.h, and you have const int length which is equal to 10, const int width which is equal to 5, then character new line /n, and the same thing is done. Now what is the difference between this code and the previous code? In the previous code it was the preprocessor hash define. So the values of length and width will be assigned or will be kept during the compile time only. Okay, it will not wait for the execution time and take the value. The value will be replaced there. So length into width, while in the case of hash define, will be 10 into 5 straight away at the compile time, and while executing it will perform this operation and it will have the value in the area to be getting printed. But here you are having this const int length, so you have to specifically mention this int. It is of type integer, that we have not done in the case of hash define. When the above code is compiled and executed, it produces the following result. Value of the area is 50. So 50 is here, 10 into 5, but this 10 and 5 are declared as using the const variable in the program. So I hope that this is clear, the literals and the constant. These constants are very much useful. So you are defining the constant based on your need, and you just like this length. So if the length is not going to change throughout the execution of the program, you will make it a constant value, because the execution becomes very fast. Thank you for watching this video, my dear friends. Stay tuned for more videos on C programming on the channel Engineering Funda. Thank you, my dear friends.